Hello, I'd like to welcome everybody for another lesson. Today we're going to be talking about Native Americans and the impact of the Israelites and the Creator on them. And also we're going to be talking about how we only see certain Native Americans and how you've been left out. I'm going to show you how that happened, the outcome you obviously can see. Alright, so let's go. So this is some music, and in all their music, you have this thing called, they say HAYA. They keep repeating HAYA, 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 HAYA. Heya, 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 heya. Move on to, now look at the facial features, the phenotypes of the people. Look how they cannot grow facial hair. Heya, heya, heya. So this one is hunting song. Heya, heya. All right. So if you look in the Bible, this is a King James version. So 20 goes, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God. So all through the Bible you see him say that he is I am, where it's italicized and all. So what he's trying to say is his the name, what to call him. So what I did was I bought a Strongest Strong's 21st Century Edition, exhaustive concordance of the Bible. It's a James Strong edition, 21st edition. All right. So in here, you can find the translation of I am or am in Hebrew, in the old language, Hebrew. So here we go. So if you look down here, I'm gonna zoom it in for you. You can look this up. It says am. This is am. That's a reference to the Bible. I am that I am. So when it says what is am, here it says HAYA or HAYA. See, what had happened was when they found our writings after Babylon, they translated it. But see, when we went into Babylon, we were writing from right to left. And then when we were in Babylon, they taught us how to write and read from left to right. So eventually, when this was translated, it was translated as AYAH, and it was pronounced Aya. So they dropped the A and they said Yah, and that's where we get the reference to Yah and Yahweh, Yahweh. These things can be linked back to the Arab god, the Arabian god Yatha, or Yesha, Yatha. So what they did was they perverted our writings. But this right here is actually the name HAYA. So there you go. So that's how I got the translation of the name of the creator. Then if you look at the Native Americans, who had a lot of dealings with the children of Israel, and they picked up a lot of culture practices from the Israelites, and obviously the name of the creator, it's in all of their chants. So that's how I got the information. That's how come I started this video. So let's get back at it.
The world does not have to.
All their phenotypes. Look at their noses, their bone structure, their facial hair, their hair. They have goat's hair, not physical appearance to change from their African original look. And those two look similar, the Hittite and the Shinna. The Shinna gave birth to the Oriental race. So very interesting. I like this one too. This is crazy. See the petroglyph? See this petroglyph? All right, now this petroglyph is an old form of writing. The interesting thing is you can find this in Hawaii. This is all over Hawaii, everywhere. This is the ones you find in South America a lot. Like you find this turtle all over America. The fish symbol. This is all over Hawaii. This is also all over South America and North America. They're just all over the place. So we are more connected than we think. Ancient times we had a lot of people dealing in trade. So there was a lot of communication, and we forget that a lot of us are related. And they like to say everybody came from Africa, from Ham, but that's not true. A lot of people did come from Africa, but not a lot of people didn't either. So some of us are related, and we live in other parts of the world. The Bible said the Israelites, the Asiatic Afros, they will be spread to the four corners of the globe. So it's pretty interesting that this video had this hieroglyph. Then you'll see the mounds. The Native American mounds in America that they hide from us, that we don't really know much of. Now look at the Indians. Look how they look. They all look Mongoloid and Shina, Chinese, like Asian-esque. Ready for dance. Look at how they look, their facial features. This is the creator is singing. The Israelites use the flute and the drum, and they love the flute and the drum. So this one is Dreamcatcher. It's all gonna start to make sense soon. I'm just trying to show you a couple of these, then I'm gonna get into the lesson. Got one more left. Ay yeah 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 ay yeah 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 yeah. Ay yeah 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 yeah. And wasn't there God Astros, the rain god or something? So HAYA is not their god. They adopted it. But HAYA is everybody's God. He's the creator, but the Israelites is the one who taught them. Everybody else taught many gods. And what is that? What area in the United States is that? Come on, guys. This is your homeland. This is where you went after Exodus. This is where the Mayans and all of these other people that predated. See, there was many voyages back and forth. So you gotta have an open mind. I mean, there's different stories of different people. Like if you have a family and you guys have like 10 sons, if you look 3 generations later, every son is gonna have a different story, but they're all in the same family. That's what happened. The different Israelite tribes that went back and forth to the different times, during whether it was forced or not, whether it was forced migration or not. These things occurred, and we need to uncover these things. I mean, hey ya, we need to. He says, prove all things true. We cannot just sit back and let everybody else define our history and define our future. We must define our history and our future. Because if we do not know our history, we're going to repeat it, and our future is doomed. So come on, we need to get focused. Support Lex Will's land exploration. All right. So here we go. All right. That's how we do it. My chair broke. Everything's breaking. I left my camera out in the back of my truck, and it rained last night. Creator saved the camera because it was soaking wet. I don't know how it's still working. So, when we go into the Native Americans, you know they have this certain look, right? And it looks kind of Asian-esque. Well, if we look up, a lot of these Indians, they have Shina incorporated in their name, just like this one, the Anishinaabe. Alright, so this is the Anishinaabe Indians. Alright, so if you look up Shina in the encyclopedia, a largely archaic Japanese name for China. The word was originally used neutral in both Chinese and Japanese, but came to be perceived as derogatory by Chinese during the course of the Sino-Japanese Wars. As a result, it fell into disuse following the Second World War. So this is saying that the Romans, see, look, they already changed it, because when prior to that, they said Shina is a Romanized. So it was Roman. Romans used it. So if you go to Rome, their history is not hidden. So the Romans just recently were calling the Chinese Shina, and this proves that the Japanese call the Chinese Shina. And if you take away the C and put a S, it's Shina. The reason why it's Shina is because their forefather is Sin. The Canaanite forefather, Sin. So they were Sinites, Sin, Shina, China. And the Japanese, they just don't understand that they're actually part of that bloodline. That's why their religion is Shinto. It's the same thing. It's Shinto religion. Because they both have the forefathers. You know how you have brothers come from the same mother and father, but yet you may look different than them. A little different, but similar. And their kids are going to look like, his sons will look like him, and your sons will look like you. They'll be distant cousins, but they'll be of the same bloodline, but have different family. They're different family looks. This is how you get the Chinese. This is how you get the Japanese. This is how you get the Koreans. They're just different family groups of the same family. They gave the different physical characteristics, but they're all basically the same. They come from Sinites, Sin, the children of Sin. That's why these Native Americans that have this Shina incorporated, they also look like them because they are Japanese. They are Canaanites. You know, when the Canaanites got kicked out of Africa, they went to America. They ended up going to America. Look at this. So this is Egyptian hieroglyphs on the walls in Egypt. So if you look over here, you see Canaanite, Sinite people in Egypt. They're really light skinned, usually women, because they were the favorite of the concubines. We'll find one. It's in here. So you see, they have them. You just gotta look really good because it's usually like the first ones. So like over here, okay, wait, yellow. I'll do this because sometimes it's a word game. It's word games with these people. Like, oh, you didn't word it right. You said Chinese. There was no Chinese people. So you gotta put yellow people or light skinned people. So you see how they get this. This girl is Chinese. This girl is an Asianist girl, Canaanite. There's better pictures where they full on look Chinese, and there's like 20 of them. Looks like a massage parlor. So don't get fooled, bro. You guys were in Egypt. You guys are in America, and you guys became Anishinaabe Indians and the different Shina tribes, the offsprings of them. You can see it in the facial features. Just look at the people, because there's two different types. There's the Mongoloid. You see this? So it looks kind of like Asian-esque, but it's like a mix between like a European Asian-esque look. So these are the Mongoloids, the Hittite Indians. They became the Native Americans. So yeah, you'll see some Anishinaabe and mixed in between, but a lot of these are Mongoloids, and this is one of the races they use to create the Mexicans. So you'll see these Indians in Canada,